and Bassem and... Not really sure. No, no, it is an actual position.
It is, yeah.
It is an actual position.
Because this position is something which requires a lot of precision, so both players are playing quite slowly.
Okay, so the knight on e4 is attacked. The most natural is...
Move would be knight c5,
Knight
but
c5,
it runs
yeah.
into f4, yeah? Or not? I mean, there is a reason why he's...
Why he didn't play...
No, knight c5, knight f4. He takes
Wait,
on d5. Yeah, because
takes
knight
on
c5.
d5.
Yeah, no, knight c5, knight f4 might be just way too much. I mean, the knight attacks on g2, and if f3, d3 is hanging, but yeah, basically so.
So maybe
was
he,
kind of
he already
forced.
got outplayed at the previous stage. So
Yeah.
bishop d5. Queen takes on d5, I assume, right?
No, he's.
You can...
Did he take back or?
Not yet,
He's thinking.
as far as
yeah,
I can
because-
see. Not yet, but...
Okay, the rook on g3 is
Yeah, look,
completely
the
misplaced.
time is not updating. I don't know what
Yeah.
happens.
No, here somehow.
Wait a sec. If we do this... No, no moves just yet, yeah? So bishop d5 was played and... yeah, he has taken with the rook. Now we can see from
Yeah,
the camera. He has
takes
taken with the rook,
and
knight c5.
Now imagine if white would have his rook on e3 and would play f3, but he cannot leave the g2 pawn. This is
So that's the
This is
problem. Like
White's
you cannot
problem,
really coordinate the pieces, right? Queen f1 for well, once again looks ugly for
yeah,
white.
because you have to recome with this f5 f4 when you are kind of forced to go rook g4.
So Shah plays rook d6, clearing the diagonals. Rook essentially never leaves from g3. Possibly as well he wants some f4 here.
Yeah, I mean he's getting ready.
So Magnus has finished. We are shown indeed black has won. That means a terrible, disastrous start for the world champion. 0 out of 2. Nobody would expect that. I mean, you can lose, and obviously first loss was dramatic, but then...
Yeah, but this is the danger. Yeah, that's the format. You only have like 15-20 minutes to gather yourself, and after such a painful loss, it's very, very difficult. I do hope that now for the next game, Magnus will find his balance, because now he has to find his balance. He has to forget about the result right now. He has to get his usual rhythm, calm himself down, and just try to play chess. Because if he is able to again start from 0 and just play chess, then he can start winning his games.
Yeah, and I believe it's not yet his campaign for winning the title is not yet over, even with such a disastrous
No, definitely
start.
not. But now he has to forget about the title. He has to focus on his game.
And game after game,
to get back the confidence, get back the feel for it, and okay. But this first round game, of course, was just
yeah, that was a
just
main
too
shocker. Yeah, so second game was, I mean, he was in this groggy state.
yeah.
All right, so here it does look very promising for Mamedyarov. Essentially, I believe the rook on g4 will sooner or later get surrounded by.
But you know, these are the positions which with this time control are also very tricky, because with black you feel like you should try to trap this rook somehow, and you might lose a lot of time and energy trying to trap this rook, while maybe with some easy measures you would have a great position, and then
Otherwise,
yeah.
And then the rook eventually, what happens?
Escapes,
Yeah, the
and
rook
you are
escapes,
low
and
on
you understand
time.
you are busted. You are low on time. You will at some point drop a6 pawn, and then a lot of stuff can happen.
So
Rook f6.
rook g4, rook f6.
Right, coordinating. Well, actually,
How is
knight
this rook?
e4 is kind of possible, right?
But
Yeah,
I
but
don't want to bring this knight, because I feel like this knight is my asset.
yeah, the knight on c5 is good. Yeah.
Yeah, knight on c5 is good.
Yeah. Well, actually, the problem
Yeah,
that we have to
f3.
solve is how on earth this rook from g4 ever gets into play?
Yeah, well, I mean, there is also way for that. Because I can also try to maybe play... First of all, you can never trap this rook with the bishop, because in the last... I mean, whenever you want this, I can exchange my knight for the bishop. That already means that I will keep my knight on c5 as long as I can.
So the knight will stay forever on c5.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're following without the board, I believe, from the camera view. So the knight stays on c5 forever. The rook on g...
Rook f5 been played.
Rook f5?
Now black wants h5.
h5, g5
Yeah, so
is the threat.
h4.
h4.
Yeah.
Now at least you can play h5.
But this you should not do, probably. I mean, because you might win that pawn, but you might lose the game, because then the knight will be so much superior to the bishop.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I mean, look at this. You're just supposed to be doing fine. You are winning it.
Yeah, that's correct what you are saying. But he almost touched the h5 pawn, and he does
goes
it.
for it. Okay.
He goes for it.
Okay.
Queen
but this
g6, but this is now double-edged.
Yeah, I mean, white has d4 ideas, but black also has then this h5, h3 ideas. Typical Shah
d4.
Yeah, d4. Well, now the game gets really exciting.
Obviously takes on g5. All right, that's a nice view, because right above, or rather, yeah, above Amin's head, there is the position from from their game. Queen has taken on g5. So what I wanted to say, that if somehow we get rid of the queens, then practically every endgame will, I would not say favor white, but white will always have chances. Like, there won't be any desperately lost endgame for white. Even like pawn down, 2 pawns down.
Basically even almost winning all the endgame with knight versus the bishop.
Yeah, the knight is just so strong on c5.
But black wants to go h5, h4 and h3, open the king, and once the g2 pawn disappears, then the black bishop from a8 will really hit on f3.
Yeah, so that of course will change the evaluation completely.
That would change completely, yeah. So now white is facing a very important moment. Yeah, queen e2 is very principled and it's played.
Yeah, so he just wants to take the pawn on e5.
Yeah, so h4 has to be played.
All right, but it's no longer that clear.
Yeah, but now hang on. D takes e5, h3,
and then put e6. Yeah, just put the pawn on e6.
Yeah. No, it was never clear. I mean, I just didn't like this exchange of
h3 and now
idea.
Yeah, I mean, you have to stabilize. I believe white will play e6, and it's a pity we cannot show the position. I don't know what happens.
E6 is played. E6 is played. Bishop d5 played.
All right, so at least he has the hope to take on e6.
Yeah, no, okay, queen f2.
Queen f2. And at some point he might even force black to take action by going...
Yeah, with king h2, yeah? No.
Yeah, if he can do this.
No, I think this is now extremely dangerous for black. I mean, that's...
Yeah, so Shah has to be careful himself. It's like...
yeah, but I'm not sure if you can be careful already. I mean,
yeah,
you have
might
to,
be just bad,
find some extra measures, because just with usual moves, you are running a huge risk.
Yeah, I just thought about as dangerous as it looks. Maybe we play g6 hoping for some... well, he did play g6, hoping to bring the rook to h7, you know, to create some threats. I don't know what threats, but...
No, I mean, he has to create chances, because just strategically it's bad.
Yeah, strategically it does look bad. Right, meanwhile I'm trying to see if there are any results in the women's section. Not the ones that I mean, obviously there are results, but the round is not finished just yet. Neither it is for... Yeah, I should probably...
it's now suddenly very difficult also for white to find a move, yeah?
Yeah, king h2, rook h7,
yeah? He is 130, yeah? Or 150. 150 against 109. Yeah, king h2 is met by something on the h file.
Rook h7, for instance. I mean, it's still
maybe
so
hg,
tricky.
no? hg, because also queen h4 is a problem. I mean, king h2 steps into so many things. But even this is not clear. Yeah, I mean, because Queen H4, I have Queen H3 and Rook H7, King G1. But okay, with all this little time, you don't want to. You don't want to calculate this.
Okay, that looks like the only game which is left on this stage. No, we have next to them. That's board number 4, I guess, is next to them. Kasper.
Yeah, but this is
yeah,
now
no.
really,
Artemiev Vitugov are still playing.
really dramatic moment here, because look at this. He's already for 1.5
Rook E2.
minutes thinking. Yeah, Rook E2.
Now Rook H7. I can just play E7, right? King G8. Some deep prophylactical move. Now it looks like I can actually play King H2, right?
Maybe, but those King H2s are extremely scary with this little time.
No, of course. I mean,
because you
it's like
feel like until you don't play King H2, you don't have to kind of calculate move per move lines, but with King H2 you are really asking for it, yeah?
Yeah, so finally we've got our analysis board on a screen, so now, Pitek, you can possibly show us some lines. Not that I know
easy,
what line,
exactly.
what line we have to show.
The moment is extremely tense.
And he went.
King H2, yeah.
He went King H2.
He wants to clarify it.
One of the ways to clarify it, by the way, is to play some G3 or G4 on the next move.
Yes.
To use the H-pawn as the shelter.
Yeah, no, after King H2 I felt like Black should take on G2, yeah?
Black should take on G2.
I mean, you cannot allow...
And that happened. H takes
happened.
G2,
Yeah,
Queen
yeah,
G2. Right, so in the previous line, when the rook was on E1, he was afraid of Queen H4 check, and
Queen
then the
H4,
rook,
exactly,
the
yeah.
rook on E1 was hanging. Now Queen H4 is not a big deal. You just play Queen H3.
No, or also King G1, actually.
Yeah, you can. After this check, you can just go King
Yeah,
G1.
because if Queen G3, then takes, bishop takes F3, it's again... no, it's winning, because then
All
it's
right,
mate.
let's show this one. Yeah.
That exactly in the moment when you exchange the queens and you think, wow, now
Okay,
it's
finally
an
I'm
endgame,
safe, but then it's Bishop F3
and it's Rook H7 checkmate coming.
yes, the Rook is hanging and Rook H7 mate is threatening. So after Queen H4 check, so we figured this one out.
Yeah, white
After
plays
check, he
King
has to go
G1,
to
yeah.
G1.
But there is Queen H5 check, yeah, exactly. That's what happened, and then it's finished. Then
Queen
exactly
H5
the
check,
rook
and
on E2
then
turns out to be...
all right, so it looked like an
placed.
improvement. Yeah, it looked like an improvement, but in fact it was a mistake. So Queen H5, King G1, and
Then bishop takes F3.
Bishop
wins.
F3, and that's all
Basically
over.
after Queen H5 it's over. Yeah?
Looks like it's all over. Yeah, it's already played. The bishop is on F3. Knight D7. Well, he's still quite a resourceful player, I have to say. Knight D7. What's the... So if bishop G2, it's
yeah,
a
but
check,
I can
he
also
takes...
just play King G7, I mean...
here. King G7, that's what
then
he does.
Queen F2, but okay, no, that's completely winning.
Queen F2, that's what he did, and then
Yeah.
Queen H1 mate on the board. So that's how this game has finished. Queen F2 and mate on H1.
That's what happens with this little time. I mean, suddenly if you manage to create a problem, it's even if